Alrighty, I'm live now. Welcome everyone to Sweetcast. I'm starting this stream a little bit later than I was planning on doing. And I don't know how long I'm gonna go, but I'm probably not gonna invite anybody just because I want to control when I stop the stream pretty easily. So that's where I'm at right now. Um, Lots of things to talk about actually. But I don't want to spill too much at once. Uh, Ultimately, Thursday, I'm planning to launch Downcast Volume 4. I'm very, very excited about the story. I realize that I say that every single time, I know, but really, I'm very excited about this story, and I think you all are gonna like it. It's also really cool to be this deep into a story in comics. Like that, that to me is the essence of what comics do so great is that they can be sequential storytelling like nothing else can. I love it. And so it's really fun to be well over 200 pages. I intended to count up exactly how long Downcast is, and I could probably figure out a guess off the top of my head by rounding up some numbers, but it would be nice to know for sure exactly how long it is. Anyway, so I want to talk about this because I'm pioneering a bit of a pivot here, and I realize, I don't know, it's a kind of a fine line. It's not exactly that I'm doing something that's never been done before, that's for sure, but it's never been done for me, and it hasn't been done enough, perhaps. And so I want to, I don't know, I want to get into that, and that is e-commerce and comics. So we will get there as people are coming in. Roland's here. He says, "Is this video title a reference to the Tattoo or Blink 182 song?" It could be. I'm not gonna lie. The Blink 182 song crossed my mind once. I thought it's the details. That's sort of what I'm working on now. It's all these little details, but that they end up being really important and things that I have lots of questions over. So, and then after I typed it, I thought the Blink 182 song. Um, all right, so let me show you. I sent out an email today with a new email system, and so there was a little bit of a hiccup. You may or may not have noticed it, but hopefully not. And so I'm getting some things worked out on the back end, but it's kind of astounding to look at the number of people that have backed my comic books over the years, all put together in one mailing list. And this is the first time that I did that all together in one. Um, it's nearly 3,000 people, and I think, man, even my best campaign wasn't close to 3,000. It was over 2,000, it's 2,100, but not 3,000. But when you add all those numbers together, it kind of goes to show that people sort of come and go. There's a bit of churn, um, and I don't know. It's really interesting. Roland, I saw the new trailer this morning. We're gonna watch it today too, and I'm gonna make it live tomorrow on YouTube. What I wanted to do is I'm kind of tracking conversion rates from an email. I know I'm kind of nerdy about this, but I wanted to see how many people are receiving emails and opening them, how many people are um, following the link, and then how many people are actually watching the video. And so I wanted to just drive that off of an email and the Fatal campaign and just see how the numbers looked on the back end. It's interesting. It's just a video. There's like not a big commitment, but it's all testing and learning. The power of growth through attrition. That's right. And that's always been the interesting thing I think about my YouTube channel and many others. But um, my goal from the get go was, hey, I'm gonna post a video. And I remember at one point I thought, if I can talk to 800 people a day, 800 to 1,000, that's a really big audience of people, even though that's a minuscule viewership for any YouTube video. But I mean, over time, you're right, it adds up. It's those little things. Um, so, without further ado, we're gonna look at some of the stuff. This is the website, and I'm still building out the component to launch the campaign. And I want to be very careful with my wording because this is not a crowdfunding campaign on here. I'm not sure about all the legalities of it, so we will call it a pre-order. In essence, it's all the same, as far as every backer's concerned. I never treat a crowdfunding campaign like I'm getting money and I may or may not fulfill it. To me, it has always been essentially a pre-order, and things can happen, time frames can change, but if you backed it, you made a purchase. And so this doesn't really change for me on that aspect, but I just want to be careful about my wording. So it's a campaign, it's a pre-order campaign. We'll call it that. Um, so this got me thinking, and I know we'll probably get a few other people rolling in here a little bit later or to watch the video afterward. But I've been doing a lot of reading and about e-commerce and talking to a lot of other people in different industries that are doing e-commerce and doing very good at it. It's actually amazing because there are a lot of business owners that have little e-commerce sites on specific niches, and they're doing so well, and they're competing against Amazon, which is kind of weird, but that's actually the way that the market is shifting. And part of this has people are attributing it to COVID, but I actually think it's somewhat inevitable. It's kind of cool to see. Aldous is here. He says good evening all. Great to see you. Snuggy's here. Hey Clint, elbow, cough, cough. Everyone saying hi. When a video talking about DC's latest screw up generates more viewers than readers on their highest selling book, that's the strange thing. Very strange. There are a few things like that. Anyway, so I wanted to look at this. Keep in mind, this is like a lot of things that I do. I just like to learn. I like to explore this kind of stuff, and I'm going to be dabbling in it a little bit more, but it's not, I'm not saying that this is the future for everybody, but I think it's probably the future for some. And that is e-commerce. So what I mean by that is comics is so ripe for this. Like I'm actually surprised there isn't more of this, like comic retail online. And I know that it exists, but there's not like one place. If you were to think of indie comics, where is the one place that you would go and buy those books? You might be able to say, well, there's CG, is it CG Now, CG On Demand, whatever. I forget the name of the site right now. You could go there, but it's not actually selling comic books. You're being referred to other places to buy those comic books. And so again, I just don't exactly see something that is niching in comics like I see in other industries. That is all that my point is. But it's so ripe for it because you can get so specific with comic books and what you're looking for. Anyway, so here we go. Some forecast trends. This was for 2023. So this is current year. By 2026, 24% of all retail purchases are expected to take place online. Is this surprising? No, but let me scroll down here. This is annual growth for e-commerce, and I think the big numbers. Where was it? Oh, it might be on my other one. Anyway, it has grown so much, and part of it they have said is because of people during COVID, you're not able to leave the home. People got a little bit more curious and started going to more websites to check out, whatever it is that they're into purchasing. I can't tell you, not a single day goes by. If I turn on YouTube, I am immediately confronted with an advertisement for some e-commerce store that is, it could be small, could be large. I mean, probably things are working for them because they're paying for ads so well. But I could list, just a big list of those sites. I mean, the one that comes to mind is the True Classic Tees website, because I see those commercials everywhere. There's the Sasquatch soap. There's Purple mattresses. The list goes on and on. But they figured out how to target people so well for exactly what this is, whatever they're selling, that, it just works well. And people would prefer to do that over go to Amazon, believe it or not, which is interesting to me. So by 2040, I know that feels like a long time in the future, but by 2040, they're expecting 95% of all purchases to be e-commerce. And that remaining 5%, I can only imagine. What is it, gas, maybe? To fill your car up with gas or groceries or those in an instant purchases. Even then, I think most of that you could say is e-commerce and it'll be delivered to your home. Um, Interesting. And you could include crowdfunding in this for sure as well, but I think that there's something here. Let me just check the chat real quick. To be fair, Ezra Miller's recent escapades have been more interesting than the actual Flash books. I've so checked out of comics. Every time I look to see what's going on, I'm like, I don't even know what to make a video about. I just don't care. Um, I'm right there with your friend. Good story, solid art, consistent delivery. Very good. Oh, you're talking about Downcast 4. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, guys. I'm excited. It's gonna be 70 pages of story, which is it's a lot. I think that's the most. I think I got 68 in the last one or 66, something like that. This one will be 70 pages of story, 80 total because we have some of the back matter stuff. But it's pretty awesome. Uncharted territory because publishers don't care enough to take initiative. It's one of those things where I think you have to be forced to, maybe. Or is that an opportunity for the smaller companies because you can be more agile? Perhaps. Skip Edwards, great to see you. And that could be. So I pulled up this Forbes article here as well. This was published in 2021, but this was basically saying how small brands can compete in the Amazon age of e-commerce. This was not that long ago, but actually the growth of outside of Amazon e-commerce has been staggering. And so I doubt it was this Forbes article in particular, but what I found interesting, if I scroll way down, they actually came out with some things that smaller brands can do. And that's because larger brands can't. I absolutely apply this to Marvel and DC and Image and all these larger publishers. Even though the comic book industry is not huge right now by any means, it's actually really small. This absolutely applies, especially when you own your IP. You can make decisions. You can just be a lot more agile. So first it says find your niche. Already done. And like when I go to the site, I talked with a guy that's really good on branding, and I tried to explain what it is, what it is in particular that people want. And I think they want more stories, but they want them how they used to feel, so new adventures, familiar feelings. That was the point. That's the best way that I can sum it up in a short catchphrase there. Make customer service king. Yeah, I mean, that's a struggle. That's always something you're working on. The way or the problem that bigger comic book publishers have, Marvel and DC, et cetera, is they maybe can't make a focus here. They're just selling through a retailer, and it's up to retailers. And then your only interaction with them is if they're mean to you on the internet. That's something, again, you can just avoid, right? Run lean operations, and that's just down to the expenses. And in the case of DC especially, I think that they've grown too big for their britches. That's a big part of their problem. And that's why they had to cut their line down so drastically. Let's see. Glad to see you streaming more often, Clint. Yeah, I was really trying to do this Monday night thing. I missed last week though. It was impossible. But yeah, I'm gonna be streaming. You're gonna see me a lot more this week for sure. But what I want to do is I want to get back to just doing a once a week stream, at least. Even just like this, I think it's fun to just talk to you guys. Yeah, those were the day Aldous. Oh, you're talking about. For sure, getting missed regular streams. Those are the good old days. Dude, I can't wait to show you the page I'm working on right now. It may cause blindness. I want to see now. the major publishers are coasting on by sheer recognition, but are actually more so dependent upon merchandising than book sales. Yeah. And you think if you could leverage merchandising as a small publisher, could you imagine what you could do? And it'd be hard to really get into that and leverage it, because you're still trying to build up the IP itself. But yeah, it's interesting. Uh, Remember to keep your sunglasses on. All right, I think we've been going long enough. I do want to show you the trailer, and if you saw the email come out today, maybe you went and saw the trailer. I've got it here, and basically what I'm doing is just seeing if people will come to the site, if they'll click on the trailer, because I'm going to make this link right here go exactly to the crowdfunding campaign as well, and basically just familiarizing people with the website. There's not much to it, but that's sort of the goal here. So here it is. Without further ado, I'm going to play this, and I'll tell you a little bit about this and how we got it put together afterward.
Every waking moment. Jax and Monstro are hunting for your friends.
Can you hear that?
It's just a matter of time before all those supposed gods are all dead. But you don't really care about them, do you, Carver? Don't ask me why I'm here. Why I came for you instead of them. I ask the questions now, because I need to know. What are you hiding? And what's on the other side of that window? My home has become a hunting ground.
Boom. I think I used that exact explosion sound effect at the end of the last trailer I did. This was fun to make because I thought, how am I going to do, which character am I going to highlight and have them speaking? I usually try to have one character and it's their perspective. Yeah, bass drop outro. Yeah, there's so many free movie trailer sound effects online. It's too easy. Roland says, if you build it, they will come. I wish. I hope. That would be great. Anyway, I want to answer this question. I'll tell you first, though. I thought I want to make this from Joanne's perspective. How am I going to do that? And so I went on to Fiverr, and for the slim cost of $40, I think it was technically $35, I got a professional voice actress to say whatever I wrote out. And then I just did my normal thing to edit it all together into a video. And I thought it worked out really well. She did a really good job with the voiceover. So from there, it was just a matter of just syncing everything up. And I just showed some pages. So I get that the visuals aren't that, I didn't do motion graphics or anything awesome like that. But it was fun to make. And I do think ultimately it does help. If for no other reason than just hype. That's purely it, just hype. Okay, so Snuggie Jr., I'm working on this. I will say Downcast 4 is more of a simple campaign. So I do have a t-shirt. Yeah, that was not me doing the voice. Despite what people might say, that was not me. I have a t-shirt, and here is a mock-up. Oh, I gotta put it on the right page. I was going to make this in a special campaign. I was going to put it in a special campaign, for Black Friday, just to have something and to, cash flow reasons. But it did seem right because of the sentiment around Fatal being so late. It was, I couldn't ask for another thing, basically. And so I put this on hold. This is by Kier Covington. The colors are actually by me. It was really fun. I spent a lot of time coloring this little guy, but yeah, it makes just for a really cool t-shirt in Kier's style. So this t-shirt is going to be available as an add-on. There's going to be 2 covers like I normally do. And then I think I'm going to be adding some trading cards, and those might be stretch goal related, or they might be first backers related, something like that. But it's actually going to be a very, very lean campaign. And the goal of this is just to get the book out, just to sell the book and make sure that we are, in motion with publishing. So I don't want to get too wrapped up into the weeds into other things. However, if everything goes okay, releasing and making other things in the future is, it's definitely going to happen. So hope that answers your question. There will be original art as well. And every time I post it, people ask about that. Specifically, it'll be the Matt Weldon cover will be available. The last time someone didn't back that tier until the very end of the campaign. It was really exciting. It's always really exciting when someone gets the original cover, but I did secure it. I have it in my possession, and that will be on the campaign. And then I want to have some maybe sketch options available as well. For all of this to work on the website, it's just different. And so I might actually have to have a different page with original art or something like that. And so I'm still working that out. And those are those little things that are actually kind of a big deal. So I'm trying to get that figured out. Jasper, great to see you. Welcome. GPez is here, hunting grounds. For some reason, I think of the quote, "How does it feel to be hunted by the great Jean-Claude Van Damme?" I'll go with that. That works. Yeah, that's not me. The trailer has you already know what this is energy to it. Oh, I like that. Yeah, this is fun. I think this book, I think I'm throwing a curveball because I don't think that you're going to be able to know what's happening. And if you do, that's okay. But there are so many little intricate just plot things. I mean, it's not overly complicated by any means. There's 3 chapters in it, just like the last book, but I think that was such a good format. It worked really well. This one just has some fun things. So I'm hoping that I'll keep you guessing at least a little bit. It'll be fun. So Nacho sketch cards, that would be awesome. It's a little difficult because of shipping and just the distance. I will ask Nacho though, because he has shipped me original art in the past. It took forever to get here. And they were like the full on pages. So it was great to have those. And I sold many of those. I think I only have 1 page left actually, or maybe 2. But yeah, I'll have to look into that. Nacho sketch cards would be pretty awesome. Your coloring really has improved. Thank you. I keep thinking if I had my coloring down and I could do it in a reasonable amount of time, I could contribute more. it would be cool. I could earn some money, but coloring takes a long time. Still salty about that cover. That last one, that was a great one. This one's really good too. I might as well show it too. I'm at the point where there's no secrets. I'm sharing what I have. There will be some art that you haven't seen yet that will be in the campaign itself, but that's okay. It's hard to see the picture. Can you enlarge it? Say enhance as you zoom in. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Enhancing. Enhance. I'll do you better. We don't need it on the t-shirt. Let's do it this way. Open up this one. Enhance. Oh, there you go. There's a few little like white spots in this, but that was just, this is just the example. Actually, let's do this one. Is it this one? I'm sorry, I'm so finicky. There we go. Here's probably the best, biggest one. Let me make that to the top. So cool. This was one of those ones that I didn't commission Kier to do. He just did it for an Alterna campaign, or Alterna auction rather. And it was so cool. Afterward, I said, can I pay you for the rights to make a t-shirt out of this? Because in my thought, it only raises the value of the original piece that was shipped out to whoever bought it. I don't know who did. It did sell, I know that. But making it into a t-shirt makes that piece more valuable, perhaps. It also gets me a cool t-shirt, and then I had an opportunity to do some coloring, so it was pretty fun all around. Let's see. Focus on sector 4, enhance. There you go. Original pages would be cool. Yeah, there aren't going to be let me ask again. I'll ask Nacho and see. He has been working primarily digitally lately, so I don't know if he has any original pages that he has available from this one, but I will ask him if he has any. Sometimes he'll switch back and forth, and I'm surprised at like which pages he has physical copies of and which ones he doesn't. Frick it, we'll do it live. Yeah. Nice, cool, nice aquatic palette. Thank you. Yeah, it's fun. Doing down to this like little gradient here. It worked well. I had a lot of fun with this, but yeah, it has a nice personal touch. Covers. You want to see the full on. This right here is not correct, so don't read the words. I don't think you can anyway. But this is just the cover layout. It always helps me just to get a sense of things. We got this alligator character here, which I still kind of want to change her name. I'm considering it. Is it too late? No one will know the difference, I guess. Once I start saying her name out loud, I guess I'll have to stick with it. But this character is very, very, very important to this storyline. And yeah, that's all I want to say. It's gonna be fun. I'm really excited about it. But this is the Eric Weathers cover. Looks fantastic. I've been doing some shopping around with printers and all that, but I really like to do is make this UV gloss where the glass is. That would just be too perfect. So I'd like to do that. That's the Eric Weathers cover. And now this is, I mean, it's his second cover on Downcast. I've been sort of rotating so that cover A is always a new artist. And so it's like a new guest artist. And then cover B has been Matt Weldon since book 1, which is kind of nuts. But yeah, I mean, we'll see now. Eric has done 2 of cover A's, and it only made sense because he drew an entire chapter in this. So there is, it bothers me when there's a flashback and it's only like a couple pages and it's in different artwork. It sort of throws me off. So to me, I thought it's a flashback. It's an important chapter. I go back to Daredevil, and if you remember, I don't remember technically the story arc it was in, but it was when Elektra was first introduced. Elektra was given an entire issue that gave her backstory and her connection to Matt Murdock. And to me, what that did is flesh out her character enough so you understood where she's coming from. You understood why what was happening and how it was so important. And so Eric drew that entire chapter. It's slightly on the small side. I mean, it's 20 pages. But it's enough that you really get to know this character more, this alligator character here. And yeah, she's a girl. In case you're wondering her pronouns. But so anyway, Eric did a killer job. I loved seeing now 3 artists draw this character right here. And I don't know, just seeing it all come together is pretty great. We had a daytime version of this one as well. I gotta pull it over. There we go. And this is actually the first one Matt turned over, but he said he had 2 different versions. He wasn't sure if it'd be sort of a daytime or a nighttime look. And this is, I guess it's daytime, but it has like a greenish hue to it. So it's just very moody. And there's a lot of atmosphere. I don't know if that translates over. It's really cool. I love the coloring on it. However, then he sent this one over, and I felt like that was it, right? We did show it on stream a little while ago. So this is it. We'll see. The daylight one might show up somewhere else, perhaps. That could be the case. Is this a guess for a name, Michael Scarn? I love it. Let's see. Does Nacho have physical art of the covers? Definitely not the covers, because he didn't he didn't draw the covers on this. He has, I don't know, I've got to check with him honestly and see what he has original pages from. That would be awesome to make that available and add to the campaign. You mean like how they changed Scorn with John Wick because that's what Kiana kept calling it in the press circuits? I didn't know that. That's cool. Michael Scarn, slightly small, 20 pages. That's just one chapter too. Eric Weathers is here. We're just talking. I think your ears must have been burning or whatever the saying is. But yeah, Eric did an absolutely killer job on those pages. I went through them today, all of them, just to kind of refresh my memory. I mean, I know the story and everything, but sometimes you just, I don't know. It's been a while. He drew them about a year ago, or started about a year. He's probably midway through about a year ago. This one's been a long time coming. So, but Eric absolutely killed it. Did a great job. Daytime lighting looks washed out compared to the evening palette. Yeah, that's like the atmosphere kind of look. It just looked like it was a day with a lot of pollution in the air or something, and it looked good. It was nice, but the nighttime that's just where it's at. So, yeah. Anyway, that's it. There we are. I'm looking forward to it. The launch. There are a few details I'm trying to make decisions on, and some of it I just don't know. I'll admit I'm a little nervous because I'm launching another campaign. It's always nerve-wracking. Now add on the fact that I'm doing it on my own site. Now on the fact that I just haven't been YouTubing that much. So to balance that out, after shipping out Fatal, I heard back from so many people that said that they read the book, they enjoyed the book, they were going to be backing for Downcast 4. That, you know, I'm looking at that list of people and I am definitely encouraged by it. So I'm excited. It'll be good. Anyway, I will. I'm going to be probably posting that trailer video on YouTube tomorrow, so it's live right now. It's unlisted. And how many views did we get? Where do we got that? 108 views without it being listed. That's pretty good. So what I'm going to do is unlist that tomorrow so people can see it. And then, I don't know, next steps, baby steps at a time. It'll be good. Let's see. After volume 4, are you going to do a full collected version of all the books in a hardcover? That's not the plan. That's not the plan. I'm open to doing anything, but I don't think that would make the most sense. So the reality is I'm gonna have to do one more volume. I'd like to do 2 more volumes, but it's one of those things where I'm just taking a step at a time. So if you're holding out for that hardcover collection of all 4, I wouldn't, because it just wouldn't make sense right now. So yeah, probably not. Let's see, a Downcast omnibus seems like overkill. Yeah, I mean, to me, an omnibus would have to come in, like, I don't know, 10 years from now. That just seems like it'd make the most sense. I don't know. But I do have the collection versions, like those reprints. Let me just see if I look at the catalog here. I did add Dracula to this site. I added Fatal to the site, and you can see that the blue ones are all the single issues. There we go. There's Fatal right here. But I have the collected version. I might have already passed it. There we go. Right here, this collection 1. And this was because I just needed a reprint of 1, and 2 was, I have 1 box left of volume 2 and only 1 cover. I don't have any Kelsey Shannon covers left. So that's the role that this felt. So it, I don't know, it doesn't make a ton of sense to do a hardcover collecting them all when I have this in print right now. So anyway, let me know if there's any other questions. Otherwise, I'm probably gonna round off the stream, but I'll be around tomorrow as well. Thursday, I'm planning on launching in the evening. So yeah, be there, be square. Should be fun. I'm going to see if I can connect with Nacho as well, and that might be Friday morning. We always have a weird time. It's always kind of weird finding a time to stream with Nacho. Always, we've streamed once, but it would be great to have him on again. Hearing his perspective on things is pretty awesome. So Eric says, "Can you send me free candy?" I sent Michael Bancroft candy because I shipped him all of the Fatal books, and he shipped them out to the various locations in Australia, which saved me a ton of money. But we're gonna open candy Friday night, and he'll taste it. I specifically picked stuff that they don't have in Australia, and that's like really popular here. Like how have they never had Swedish Fish over there or Reese's Pieces? Have they seen ET? It doesn't make sense. Market it as Downcast complete collection volume 1. There we go. Cliplet volume collection volume 1. I'll go with it. Yeah, I did think I could do volume 1 and 2. Would that be better to call it 1 and 2? It seems awkward to me though, because if you're just coming into it, it's a single book. So um down the road, I'd love to do a collection 2 book that would have the next 2 volumes so that they're, it matches number wise, but really the role of this is just to make sure that those books are in print so people can get them. So all right, thanks everybody, appreciate you for watching. And I've got questions for Nacho now about original art, so I'm gonna ask him. Yeah, and I don't know, I'm gonna have to do some sneaky stuff to make it work on the website. It's not exactly like creating new perks, and I'll show that when I launch on Thursday. But thanks everybody, and I'm gonna end it off. I'll see you in the next video. Bye everyone.